Okay, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, ABC 1, 2, 3. Just doing some sound checks here. My voice is not very loud. Testing, testing. I don't know, it just doesn't seem very loud. I'm probably going to be playing for like 2 hours. Let me turn up the voice. Hopefully it won't crash. I don't want to turn it up too high because then it'll get distorted. Anyway, you let me know if it's too loud on my voice. Okay, boy, this is very choppy. Oh, I got no slugs. I gotta get used to the movement here again. My mouse and stuff is kind of, I don't know if it's because the computer's too far away or what. Okay, I got all these notifications coming up here, that's annoying. Server name is Game Cooker. Live stream, I guess. Something like that. Anyway, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. How's everybody doing? Sorry I've been away for a little bit, you know. I'm gonna try to bring some more content. I should really, you know. My brain is very weird. I get into these slumps, you know. So here comes a T-Rex. Just the thing to get me out of my slump. I gotta get a visual. I probably won't talk too much politics today because, you know, I don't know. If people can't see, like, what's happening in the world, then, I don't know. The whole world is blind then. All you gotta do is, remember, always vote freedom. Freedom of individuality, freedom of speech. That's for everybody. Because when you censor free speech for one group, even if, you know, you think that the group is quote unquote bad, what you're essentially telling the government is it's okay to censor speech. And that's going to come back on you. You know what I'm saying? And if you force people to buy things that they don't want, like free healthcare, free school, and they end up taxing you like crazy to pay for it, then you're never going to be able to get rid of it. So all you're doing is putting a burden on the next generation and the generations after that, because you know, these programs that they say are so great and wonderful are only sustainable up to a certain point. You know, so what they end up doing is taking away from you. Even though they're already taking a lot from you, they're going to be taking more from you, and that's going to come in the form of higher cost of living, the price of goods going up, that high wage that they promised you over and over again, decade after decade, you know, because they keep raising the minimum wage, you know, every decade, right? Like everybody thinks that, you know, it's a progressive idea to increase minimum wage. It's just every time they talk about it, they keep promising the same thing. You'll be able to buy more. You'll be able to make a living wage. So I asked the question to somebody, how has raising the minimum wage helped over the past 60 years? Because every decade the minimum wage has gone up, right? So how has it helped? And the answer is it hasn't helped at all. In fact, inflation, cost of living is higher now than it was, say, back in the 60s. You know? You know, you could buy a lot more with your money back in the 60s versus now. You know? Now the progressives will of course pass blame on everybody else. They'll say, well, that's because of this and that's because of that and that's because we didn't do this and we didn't do that. You know, and their solution to everything is to spend more money and take your money. You know, it's like, it's so obvious. It's like that's just their solution to everything. And then who makes out every single time? The corporations, the elites, and the politicians. Every single time. So, you know, I say progressive. You can lump the Democrats into that. It doesn't really matter. Where is this guy? Oh, there we go. Finally. Let me see if I can hit her. Oh, saw me. Time to go. But you know, every single generation gets fooled into the same, believing the same things and the same talking points. You know, because one generation forgets what happens or doesn't know what happened 30 years ago. You know? And, you know, another thing that I told an individual is, if, you know, of course, if Republicans are so bad, or at least their policies, pretty angry. You gotta be careful. Then why is it that the economy does well practically every time there's a conservative majority in Congress? You know, I mean, you can look back in history and just see that. And you can't use Clinton as an example and say, well, Clinton was president and they balanced the budget and all this other junk. Well, the Congress majority was Republican, so, you know, that's just, again, See, the progressives knew that they couldn't win the argument. Now they're calling everybody racist and white supremacist and all that stuff. So they don't even discuss policies anymore. They just call people names. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. How do you kill Rex out in the open? Well, I mean, you just have to manage your stamina, right? Get like this, get good shots, right? You know, it's gonna run up to you like this, right? Just make sure you get away. Don't ever let it get that close though. You know? And then just kind of take off. But always try to keep like, say, this much distance, right? And make sure your stamina bar is full before you engage. You know? Now, he's probably hurt. It's a male. Yeah, he's hurt. Because I hit his vertebrae twice. And there's a Utah tracking me. So I'm not really one that likes fighting Rex out in the open. I mean, I don't think it's wise. I mean, some people are really confident and good at shooting, and that's fine. If they want to do that, then that's obviously their prerogative. But if you're gonna fight a Rex out in the open, just make sure you're gonna get some good shots, because if it gets close enough, you're dead. I mean, that's just how it is. You cannot outrun a Rex. That's why you use cover, right? Use as much cover as you can use. I mean, that's just sensible. There's nothing wrong with being safe. I mean, let's try to put this thing down. He doesn't know where I am. I think it's pretty hurt. Yep, he saw me now. Ah, got it in the face. Hate when they do that. I was gonna get it right under the neck. That hurt. So you just wait until they stop. You know, you can kind of sneak up on them, but out in the open it's kind of hard because, you know, the only thing you could do is, when they're turned around, you know, drop on a rock or something. But again, you just have to be pretty confident of where you're shooting, and then you can kill a Rex out in the open. Ah, gosh, stop moving. Going in the tree. Let me get it out of there. I can't kill it in a tree. Come on. Come to Papa. I'm pretty sure it's bleeding out. Come on. Gonna make me get close now. Right, whoop. Ring around the rosy. I kill them anywhere that has cover. Okay, he's pretty angry. I think if I get one more good shot, it's down. One more good shot. Shot. I hit the tree. Invisible wall. Die. Die, sucker. It's hard to tell where he is. Couldn't hear right. Can't get up on this tree. Can't believe it's not dead yet. If I go this way, it'll go around the other way. See? I think I hit the tree. The heck? 5,800, my goodness. That was horrible. am I? Oh, I'm in a swamp. Okay, good. Drink some coffee, if you don't mind. Alrighty. Bird time. Alright, let's see here. Let's get this thing. I could try killing the bird with the bow, but I want to save my arrows. There should be more wrecks here. Yeah, if there's any problem with the audio, let me know, please. Yep, there's another Rex. Right there. Right out there. Yeah, I usually fight out in the open if I'm with someone else. Like, I'll do it then, you know. But, yeah, I mean, I admit I'm not, I don't claim to be Mr. Marksman, you know. Especially with this game because, you know, it's still quite buggy, you know, and it's not 100% stable, so... You know, if there's people that are on that have bad connections or whatever the case is, then, you know, your hits are not going to register properly. So you might be thinking you're hitting it in the heart, and you end up hitting it somewhere else, you know. So, here comes the bird. Here's the bird. I got you, sucker. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That's a nice view, huh? I can't take a screenshot, unfortunately. I did hit him the first time. Oh, here it comes. Time to go. Yeah, I don't like using the big guns either, so... You know, if I used the 700, I probably would kind of fight more out, like in more open areas. But because I don't like using the big guns that often. I don't mind using the APR. Do I have it? Yeah. Flicker. That's a female. Stop walking. She's just gonna... Come on, you're too far away, lady. Where's a Utah? Too much wobble. Oh, she's going back. Come on, stop moving. See, it hit the shoulder there. I think I'm hitting that tree. They always stand behind stuff. I think they got it coded that way. I mean, that's what I assume anyway, because they always do that. Oh, sucker. See? It won't die. That should have killed it. Now it died. Uh-oh. I think she's seen me. Hey, get back here. Just small lady there. Yeah, I wish somebody would buy the rights to this game. They should sell the idea here to the company that just bought Tomb Raider and DSX. Although, what's the name of that game? Good grief, I forgot already. The dinosaur game that they made. I don't think it's called Primal Extinction. That's the other one. Boy, stop walking. Yeah, that got your attention. That got your attention. Think I'm gonna have to run for the hills. Peekaboo. That's a long shot. See? Never go past half stamina. Stamina. She's in frenzy mode. Wow. She's really like pissed off. She's running everywhere. Sorry, can't have me for dinner. I'm not your meal. Come on. go farther. Nice shot. That hurt, didn't it? I don't like these arrows. I could take that shot, but I won't. He's like, I sent somebody. Where are you? See, I'm worried I hit their hair, so he's just gonna bite me. Whoa. She came up. Come on. Die. Ah. That's how they do it. They walk away and then wait for you to jump down. Whoa. He's not a happy camper. Hello. Get a real clean shot on it. She keeps going further away. sticking out of her. Come on. She keeps getting more and more open. And that equals me more and more dead. I don't like that scenario. Definitely don't like it. Why is she running? She probably sees Ates. Or hears. Maybe it's kind of far, maybe not. Maybe she just... There you go. She running? She's running. She's gonna bleed out. I gotta shoot her before she gets too far. Come on, stupid game. Come on, Jesus. Now I'm out in the open. Now I'm out in the open. I'll get out the big gun. Just in case. I get cornered out here. Yeah, 1 to 8%. Uh-oh. Server minimize. I don't know why it does that. The game always minimizes on the other computer for some reason. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on with it, why it's doing that. Well, I guess as long as the server's running, I'm not going to worry about it, I guess. But I can't see what's going on. Ianora man? Who's that? 5,900 female. Wow, 17 shots. Butchered that one up. 6 people watching, huh? Hi, everybody. There should be... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one more spot. If anybody wants to join the server. I don't know if it shows you the name of the server or not. Not sure if it does or not. Map, gun, whoa. Empty inventory. Yeah, I don't think it shows it, but just look for Game Cooker live stream, I think it is. Uh-oh, what happened to my gun? Here comes the rain. Oh, I don't think I harvested that Utah, did I? I forgot. So I want a Rex too. Yeah. Well, if you walk around enough, you'll get one. 'Cause if you ain't looking for them, they're gonna look for you. Yep. Okay, here comes Utah. That's some big paws right there. 10,000. Okay, I gotta watch this group here. I don't know if it's a group of Utah or what, but it sounds like more than one. So this trike is gonna get mine. Okay, so now I gotta watch both. Whoop, there he is. Ah. Oh, froze. What happened? Somebody die? Oh, give me a break. Really? 2 shots and it ain't dead? The first shot should have got him. So we've been having some warm weather. It's going to be 75 today. I really enjoy this global warming. I mean, don't you think that's silly? Like, why wouldn't you want the Earth to get warmer? Like, there isn't going to be any runaway greenhouse effect. I mean, that's pretty stupid. It's like 75% water here. I mean, that's like saying, I mean, in essence, it's like lighting a flare underwater, kind of. Right? Because, yeah, the flare is going to burn. And right around, like, the flare is going to be hot. But the heat is going to dissipate, you know, quite quickly as you get further out. You know what I mean? So, you know, when it rains, you know, heat is absorbed out of the atmosphere, right? Because energy has to go into the storm. The storm draws energy in, and then it releases energy, right? But as the rain comes down, it absorbs the heat, you know? Now, my physics could be a little off here, so forgive me. But I'm just saying, because when you're in, like, if you go, like, let's say you have, like, a forest. You have a mountain, and then you have a forest, and then you got, like, an open plain, right? Like, when you're walking out in the open plain, hey, TNT, when you're out in the open plain, you know, it's like 90 degrees, right? You're like, ooh, man, it's hot, you know? And then as soon as you go into the woods, it cools down drastically, right? And then, of course, in the mountains, between the mountains and the valleys, it can get hot because the heat is trapped, you know, in there. You know, that's other physics going on there. But and then you have wind, you know, the wind that goes down the slope that compresses and then it heats up. So, you know, again, that's because of the mountains. That's not because of global warming, you know. So if the earth gets greener, right, that means you're going to have more lush forests. Again, I know I've talked about this before, but it's just, I don't know. People are just like, I don't know. It's like they don't think in their brains, like, about anything. It's like they just listen to a professor say something and they're like, oh my God, we're all going to die. You know, and it's like, that's not how, like, physics work. That's not how water works. That's not how the earth works. You know, it's like you don't even need to be a science expert, you know, to understand. Like you can be a farmer and understand more about physics than a scientist does. Now the farmer may not know the technical terms scientists use for things, but a farmer, like a real farmer, you know, one who used to farm in the old days, they know how things work, right? They know how the soil works. They know how the plants work. They know how the atmosphere works. They know the weather. You know, I mean, even to this day, like, even if I don't hear the weather for days on end, like, I'll be able to tell that it's going to rain soon, or that that rain is coming. That rain is coming. Now, not 100% of the time, because, you know, I've been away from farming for a long time. Never had to worry about it for a long time. But I grew up on a farm. And so it could be clear as day out or just a few clouds, and I'll be like, it smells like rain. And my wife will look at me going, really? You know? And that's just from you growing up on a farm, right? And having to pay attention to the atmosphere. Like, you have to know the weather, you know, because your crops are at stake. You know, that's your livelihood. So you kind of tend to know when the air is getting more moist, when the barometric pressure's rising or dropping. Your brain just kind of picks up on those things because it's like a survival instinct at that point. So, you know, if your survival is based on instincts, then you're going to be tuned into that. Like if you were stuck in like the jungle, right? And let's just say you never been, you know, it was your first time in a jungle and something happened and your whole team got like either gone or dead, or you all got separated and you're just stuck hundreds of miles in the jungle, right? With no phone, no way to contact anybody. Well, you're not going to know what to do at first, you know? And it's very well you could die. But let's just say that you were able to survive, you know, for like you know, you were able to survive. Like over time, as you learn, like, you know, obviously the pathways in the jungle that the animals use, but you're gonna learn like animal noises. You're gonna, you know, you're gonna, you know, pick up certain smells. You're even gonna learn what to eat because you're gonna You might get up in a tree. Now, obviously, cats can get up there too, but whatever. But you're gonna observe, right? You're gonna observe nature, and you're gonna see like what is the wild boar eating? What is the wild cat, if you can see one eating? What is the the monkey eating, or whatever the case is, right? And your brain is going to start tuning into everything: the sounds, the smell, the feel of the atmosphere. Because when that drenching rain comes down, you want to take shelter, right? Because you don't want to get fungus feet and all that stuff. You want to stay as dry as possible. So your brain's going to be like, oh man, rain's coming, you know. So it's just things like that. So you don't need to be a scientist to know things. Like we've the last 20 or 30 years, like we've been hearing this kind of paradigm that, oh, scientists know what they're talking about. You have to listen to the science. You have to listen to the experts, right? And I don't have a problem with somebody being an expert in their field. I'm all for education, but the problem is that we get to a point where we start worshiping these people, in a sense, and then they're giving us bad information, right? We're trusting these individuals so much that when they're giving us bad information, we're just like, oh, okay, is that how it is? Oh man, and you just take it as truth without any checking up on it or any critical thinking. You don't look at any arguments. So this is the propaganda machine. See, they set up the mind to to receive this BS by telling you that you need to trust people with degrees, right? That they know what they're talking about because they're a specialist in their field. So so then so this is why we get into this situation where everybody's like freaking out because of climate change, right? Again, I don't have an issue with somebody saying the climate is shifting or the climate's changing. I hear a Rex. But when you get to the point where you're scaring people literally almost to death with your rhetoric, then for me a red flag goes up automatically, right? Especially if you've been alive as long as I have, hearing people say the world's going to end because of climate change, the world's going to end because of climate change, and then decade after decade nothing's changing, right? All you have is what you had before, which was fluctuations going up and down in climate, right? Which is how it's always been through history. Again, I know I've talked about this before, but it's just like science is not science anymore, right? Science is becoming like a political propaganda, right? Because this is how they know they can push socialism. This is how they can get Marxist ideas into people's heads, because if you're on board with climate change, doomsday, then you're going to listen to everything else they have to say, right? Because you've already written off everyone else. Like, you've already totally denied anyone else's credibility if you're all in on this climate change doomsday. Like people, well, really just one, but this one guy just blocked me on Twitter because he said I'm a climate denier. And number one, I never talked about climate to him at all. We were talking about something else, and then I guess he looked at my Twitter feed because I have videos on there that talk about climate change, and is it really to the point where we need to be freaking out scared, you know what I mean? To the point where we would kill people to implement these fixes, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's the problem I have. Oh boy, I'm stuck. I mean, if somebody who doesn't even know you very well just blocks you on Twitter and calls you climate denier, that's crazy in the head. I mean, you're literally hating somebody for not believing a scientific interpretation of something. I mean, just think about that for a second. You know? And when you have people in that state of a mind, that's very, like, messed up. I mean, that's literally the definition of, like, not being sane. To hate somebody you don't know for doing nothing wrong to you, for simply not being scared of climate change. Which I'm not. I admit that. We can adapt. We're human beings. I mean, the climate was much warmer before. Even scientists will say that. So I don't understand how they can, like, you know, believe that the climate was warmer before. Everything was lush. Everything was bigger. Animals were bigger. There was more food. There was more, you know, tropical areas. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Why would you want a colder planet with less land to live on? I mean, it's just nonsensical. The whole premise and thought of being scared of the Earth to get warmer and more greener and more wetter in certain areas, because you need evaporation. You know, that's how it works. Cold oceans don't make rain, you know. Warmer oceans do. And yeah, you could say, well, there might be more hurricanes or something like that. I mean, that's possible. I mean, that probably would just happen in the beginning. But the Earth always finds a way to equalize itself. Like, not 100%, because obviously it's a very complex, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Dynamic system, right? So it's always changing, you know, all the time. And again, this is what we were taught from scientists when I was growing up. It was a warmer climate, you know, a long time ago. It was wetter a long time ago. I mean, they have proof of this now, that the Mediterranean area was much more fertile and wet. So, and that was only a few thousand years ago. You know? So this is not like crazy talk. This is what we were taught as children. And now all of a sudden, they're going to flip it and say, oh my God, the Earth's getting warmer. That's bad. You know, oh, we're going to get flooding on the coast. That's bad. Oh, we're going to get more deserts. You know, that's bad. You know, it's like, well, it's like, well, that's just normal for the Earth to change. More hit. Let's go on. There you go. And you know, it's never enough for progressives, you know. They wanted to do away with coal, they did away with coal. When we did away with coal, we had to do away with glass. So because we did away with glass, we ended up using more plastic. then they were saying, oh, there isn't enough oil on the planet. We got to stop using the oil because there's not enough oil on the planet. Right? This is what they do, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like they found more oil here, they found more oil there, they found more oil and gas in the United States. So then they couldn't use the argument that, oh my God, we're going to run out of oil, because now the estimation is that, oh, we got plenty of oil to last us for hundreds of years. So then they had to switch it and say, oh, the Earth's getting cold. The Earth's getting colder. You have to watch about the super freeze, right? Hey, Devin. And then then when that kind of sounded like nonsense, then they started switching to, oh, the Earth's getting warmer, right? And then I guess they could have used. No one cared about it getting colder, right? Because who would be scared of that? And that was because of the pollution, right? Oh, we're blocking the, putting pollutants in the air and all that other crap, So that didn't work. So then they switched to, then they said we had to recycle everything, right? So they were crying about that. And the progressives were not doing this only. I mean, conservatives have always been for the environment. It's a lie to think that conservatives don't care about the environment. But I'm only bringing up progressive is because they use it as a tool, as a weapon, as a political weapon, right? To get people to vote for them. That's why I'm bringing this up. So then it was the whole recycle thing. So boom. So now everybody's got to recycle, right? We got like 60 cans to put things in, plastic here, dangerous chemicals here, the regular trash here, all this stuff. Cardboard here, so now they got us doing all that, we reduced emissions, right? We got rid of the hydrofluorocarbons. We made cars more efficient, right? So they don't put out as much pollution. So we did all that, right? And it's still not enough, right? Everybody's doing their part, but yet it's never enough. So now with climate change, they want us to stop using oil and gas altogether again, because now that planet's just going to turn into a hot roasting oven, right? And they know that's going to work because everyone's like, oh, I don't want to cook to death, But it's just that whole thing. Just think about it. The Earth is not a closed-in box. It's an open system, right? If you jumped high enough, you'll be in space. There's no wall, no ceiling. There's no lid, right? They say the atmosphere is a lid, but that's not really as much as they're saying. Because we have rain, right? Again, that whole system absorbs energy. It absorbs carbon. It absorbs heat, right? And it transfers it, right, from one place to another. That's how we know that's been doing that for thousands of years, millions in the people who believe in that. That this is how our planet works. Carbon is stored in the soil, in the rotting material, right? It's just the way it is. So obviously when you're burning carbon, I don't even like using that word carbon, because you're not burning carbon. You're burning hydrofluorocarbons, or whatever they're called. So a byproduct of that is carbon. Ooh. Uh-oh. Better get over here. So all you're doing is just taking what was originally out in the open, right? That got buried during the flood, right? That's where all these oil and coal deposits come from, because the flood, remember, the whole planet was wiped out underwater. So all this vegetation, boy, where am I going? I am like way out in the open. All this vegetation was buried, and it doesn't take that long to turn into oil and coal. We know that now. It doesn't take millions of years. It can easily happen in thousands of years. So all that happened was all that carbon that was in the warm planet before was buried. Okay, I'm just making simple term. Was buried. And all we're doing is just using it again and releasing it in the atmosphere. And it will get buried again. It'll get absorbed again. So all we're doing is bringing the Earth back to the state it was thousands of years ago, or if you believe, millions of years ago. Okay? We're not doing anything different that was done before. So the Earth didn't have a runaway greenhouse effect before, when there was more CO2 in the atmosphere. I think there might be 2 wrecks here I'm looking at. Yeah, there is a 2. Where's the second one? I feel very exposed. I think there might be 2, but I'm not totally sure. Okay, it's coming. This rock isn't the best rock right here. Where's that trike? Ah, I got flicker. Ooh, we got the uncommon. Uncommon male. Time to go. Oh boy. Hey there, pretty boy. Don't eat me while I'm changing. Ah, really? Sucker. These wrecks are very evasive today. Finally, 3 shots. Whew. My goodness, 4 shots. Anyway, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take it. I tried to load the Discord save and it didn't work. You probably put it in the wrong spot. I mean, I'm not saying you didn't, but there's 2 places that it will save. You have to put it in the correct one. I mean, I could try saving now. It could be because you have a different version, maybe, but I can try to see if I can put an updated one, if you want. Mm. The Trico. Boom. Oh, I wonder if that's the one I shot before. Hmm. Can't. My glasses are so bad. Sports Bar VR, huh? Mr. Tubby X. um, Sorry about that. So, somebody's close. Ah, what do we got? Another Rex over here? Oh, we got 2 people over here. 3 people over here. Uh, 50 ammo? I don't have a lot of that. I don't have a lot at all. I have 79, so I'll give you 30. Yeah. I gotta buy some more when let me see if I can give some clothes here. One. Everybody's in their banana suit, huh? Gonna have to fight over this armor. The clothes. I guess I'll give everybody a hat. What do you think? I like this hat. Yeah, that's all I got. Glasses. No, I want those glasses. There's a gun here. What do you need? Everybody got the hat. That's funny. Hey, gotta give dude over here a hat too. $700 they want now? Alright, let me see. I don't really have a lot of stuff, man. I don't know how much I'm supposed to give here. There's one. They're gonna have to fight over it. Oh, I gave him, crap. I gave him too much. Yeah, that's all I got is 52. I mean, all I got is just junk. Really. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, shift, that's why. Move. Yeah, that's my main ammo, so I can't give all that away. I mean, I can give like some slugs, maybe some buckshot. Keep. That's all I got. Spawning a primal? Don't know if that's a good idea, but... I guess we can go out with a bang. What's this guy want? I gave everything. I don't know, man. I can't know what to tell you. This we're gonna do a primal here, I guess. It's pretty far back, but... No, I didn't realize the crates showed up in the map. That's weird, I never noticed that. Okay, Primal's dropping. It's gonna be loud. Yeah. There she is, way out there, wow. good shot first. You gotta let her stop. Using a handgun, that's fine. Good shot right there. Look at that. That's funny. Dead. Dead, dead, dead. Well, what do you think? Grand finale? I don't have any. No. Alright, everybody, I think I'm going to call it a day. I know that was probably shorter than expected, but it was an hour and a half. I'll leave the server up though. Um, it might crash though, you know, after a while, so try not to die, because you might lose your stuff. What's up, Alvin? Alright, I'm gonna call it. You guys can join the server though. I mean, it's still running, so hop on and have fun. Hunting some dinosaurs. Alright, love y'all. Be safe, take care. I'll try to, I don't know, try to stream at least once or twice a week. I'll do different things though, probably. I'll probably do Primal one day a week and then try to stream some other stuff. I have to try to get back into Lost Ark. I don't know. I didn't really like the combat too much because of the camera angle, but anyway. Anyway, peace. It's always such a rush.